Good morning. Welcome to Morning Brew with, yes, your girl Germaine. And today is Monday. I don't know how you all feel about Mondays, but Mondays should be a day full of energy and all that, but it should be, I guess. I don't know. For me, it's like Monday's a day. Let me recalculate. Let me see what's ahead of me this week. Let's see what we need to make happen, right? And so, with that being said, hey, let's talk about some things that my screen has been black. So, yeah, I'm having some little difficulties. And you know what? It's me this time. So, right now, hopefully, if you are chiming in, if you are joining us, please make sure that you let me know what you're drinking. Come up in the chat and let me know what you're drinking and how things are going with you. And let's talk about reinventing yourself at any age. So, you're never too late, you're right on time. Keep that in mind because I know that's something we always think about, that I'm so far behind, or I wish I had started back then. I would be so much further along. No, you're right on time. Never too late. You're right on time. So, how does that resonate with you guys? Reinventing yourself at any age. I know people right now are going through a whole lot of changes in their life, and I really hope that they're not getting stuck. And so, with that, it's hard when you've done something for so long a certain way, and now you have to pivot. You have to find a way to be able to pivot and go in a different direction. That could be very challenging. And that's a lot of places that we're finding ourselves today. So, I really want to get into this and talk about how do we begin to reinvent ourselves. And like I said, at any age, you don't have to be young to want to switch careers. No. The thing is, life is forcing us to do some things differently. So, my question to you is, what are you challenged with having to do or having to reinvent yourself at this time? And maybe you're not, but maybe you are a person that's saying, I need to figure this thing out. I just lost my job. I've been there X amount of years. This is what I know to do. I don't know what else I can do. Let's get into the message, right? And so, like I stated, that we are living in a season where people are starting over with courage, switching careers, even moving to new cities, launching businesses, going back to school, or simply choosing to rewrite the story they've been living. Yeah, our lives, remember the power of your story. It has a lot of different changes in it. It has a lot of different chapters in it, peaks and valleys, highs and lows, upset, disappointments. Everything's not like cheerful and joyful and all that. No, there's some things we really go through in life. And then we have to figure it out. That's the part. How are we figuring it out? Right. And also knowing that it's okay. It's okay to be able to say, I'm at a place and I think I just need to take a pause so I can reset because I need to start over again. Yeah, it can be a little scary, but don't let fear lock you up or keep you stuck in a place when you know you should be pivoting to be able to move in another direction. So, but let's talk about reinvention is no longer a last resort. It's a declaration of purpose. There's too much for us to be able to do. This world is so vast and so big, and there's so much more in us that we have not yet discovered. So it's proof that timing doesn't disqualify you. Alignment does the qualification. That is so important. I was speaking with someone the other day, and they was just talking about how they're in such a great place because they feel like everything is falling into place. They're able to really live out in purpose. And you know what? It's all in once you get in proper alignment. I think it eliminates stress levels. It eliminates, feeling just lost, not knowing where to go, what to do, how to do. And with that, it's pretty much, let me work towards getting in that place of purpose. Let me work towards getting in a space of alignment so you can free yourself up. So let's talk about some things. We go into the segment that is I'm pulling this stuff up now because it disappeared on me. So let's get into our pour into purpose segment. All right, so let's get into this right now. And let's pretty much talk about every chapter is eligible for transformation. All right, what does that mean? So, reinvention isn't about erasing who you are. Sorry. Reinvention is not about erasing who you are. It's about evolving into who you truly are. You don't have to erase yourself. Hey, my past is my past. I lived it. I was there. Yes, it was me. All of that. No, you take that and you embody that and you use it as you're evolving to become the best version of you, right? So use that to help yourself. And I know some things we wish, I wish I could forget about that. Yeah, I could leave that somewhere. And it's so funny because people have a way of holding on to the stuff in the past when you already come through that, evolve through that, becoming who you're purposed to be. But you know what? Don't let that hold you back. Utilize the mess and let it become your message. So every chapter is eligible for transformation. Remember that. Your story, there's chapters in your story. Okay. You can honor your past while stepping boldly into your next chapter. And you know what? Sometimes people have conflicts or people struggle with it. And it feels like a tug of war or it feels like a fight, like fighting the old versus the new, fighting the past versus my future or my present. And the thing is, stop fighting. Just find where it fits. And find how you're going to take from the past and how you're going to reinvent yourself in the present and in your future. So stop fighting with yourself. It's not an internal war and tug of war. Make some decisions and then move in the right direction. Okay. So the moment you decide to change, the page turns and a fresh story begins. So do all we have to do is just turn the page? Or are we still holding on? I don't want to flip it just yet. Maybe you like those glory days. I know people, all they know to do is live in their past and they're robbing themselves of their future. The past is just that. The past is gone. It's back there. It's in my rear view. Way, way back in my rear view. And so learn how to get ready to turn the page and start a new chapter. You can still remember the old ways and see, or those old chapters and just see what were the takeaways. How did I grow from that? What could I have done different, or moving forward into your new space? It's like, you know what? Been there, did that. Don't want to repeat that. Right? So let me find some new ways to be able to innovate myself and move forward with that. And also for those even in workplaces, in your workspace, because a lot of people at this point, this stage in life, they are leaving jobs, losing jobs, or just not able to get into the workforce like they would like to. But I always want you to realize those jobs you worked on that you may no longer be at, did you take all the skills with you that you could to help equip yourself in your present and in your future? I always say use your job as a platform, a paid internship, right? They're paying you to learn on the job training, or they're paying you to bring your expertise, which you already know, whereas you can sharpen your expertise to become more qualified in that area as a specialist. But when you leave, don't look at it, wow, I no longer have this anymore. You're walking away with all of your skills, all of the training that you've been able to learn in that space. And what does that mean for you? That means that you take you everywhere you go. So, are you in a place right now in your life where it's now time I have to reinvent myself? I no longer have this position that I relied on, I depended on. It was my livelihood because it was taken from me, or I decided to leave it. But just because that is the case and you're no longer there, you still are equipped with the tools to be able to pivot into another place, whether it be for yourself now, because people are starting businesses more than ever. How can you use those skills to equip you and become your livelihood now, to be able to take care of you and feed your family? So think through processes, okay? When you were in that space, in that business, or you may currently still be in a place and you're being challenged because they're doing company cutbacks, or you know what, you feel your season's coming to an end. So while you're in this space right now, going to work every single day, start looking at it differently. I'm not just going to a job that I really hate this job because this, and this. Stop looking at it like that. Look at it as right now, I don't know if I'm going to be here today, tomorrow, or after because of everything that's happening. So, how can I utilize what I'm doing right now? What are the systems and structures? How I plug into this system to make what I do work for them? How can I utilize that to now make it work for me? If I ever find myself in a place I no longer have the security of this company that is paying me for my skills. Now I have to do it for myself. Change the way you see yourself in the workspace. And if that was no longer a part of your equation anymore because of whatever the reasons are, how can you still take those skills that you have acquired or the skills that you bought into it? And now, how can you make that work to your advantage? Maybe starting your own consulting business. Maybe it's starting your own business because you could do this stuff in your sleep, really. So now you have to do is like go out and get clients, right? So, hey, Diana, let me pull up what your message is. And I know this is probably relating to you, right? She said, yes, ma'am, on the job training. Absolutely true. I took a plethora of skills with me from all my former jobs. Absolutely. So did I. And when I think about, listen, I was there, it's a give and take situation, right? I gave of me my skills, I gave my time. In return, they paid me for it. So I'm going to learn every part of what it is that I'm doing here, and even maybe some other people's jobs, because you never know what you could pick up along the way. And then you have a decision. Now I'm no longer in this space. Do I want to go back to another job, or can I afford to start my own business? I think everybody should have a business, even when you're working for someone. You should have a side business. And you should build that side business to the point whereas if anything does happen and you have to leave your place of business, you have something to fall back on. And so you don't have to feel like now I got to start from scratch, start all over. It's okay if you have to start all over, but utilize your skills. What is in your hand? Make sure you go back and listen to that Morning Brew segment that talks about that. But what is it that you have in your hand that can literally pay you? It can compensate you, exchange time for knowledge, become a problem solver. And I'm a firm believer in this. Solve people's problems, you can always generate revenue. Hey, people want answers, they need solutions, and people will pay for that. You can add some consultants that will make 6, 7 figures. People want it easy. And if I can pay someone to help me find that solution, then they will. So start looking at what is in your hand. What are you equipped with? What's in that tool chest that I can pull out that can take me through my next day, next day, next day. And next thing you know, you don't have to go work and build somebody else's legacy because you're building your own legacy. All right, let me continue on. Okay. Let me continue in permission in our porn to purpose, permission to pivot. Give yourself the grace to outgrow old roles, routines, and relationships. Did you hear what I said? It's okay. I'll give you permission today. It's okay to pivot. All right. Give yourself the permission, give yourself the grace to outgrow old roles, routines, and relationships. And I'm going to continue to add to that. You know, we function under old systems, old programs. Are you right now functioning under an old program that's outdated? It needs to be upgraded. Have you even unplugged from it to reboot it to then see if it's still even effective anymore? A lot of times we get so comfortable and we don't like change. You know what? What's the saying? If it's not broke, why try to fix it? It's not broke. So why am I trying to fix it? Yeah, but you may be under an old program and that's outdated. And that program being outdated is going to do you a disservice. It's going to leave you in the past. It's going to leave you behind. And you can't really reinvent yourself sometimes using old programming that can be effective for you in your future, even in your present day. There's so much shifting right now with AI, and it's almost like you cannot get away from it, right? And I mean, it has its pros, definitely has its cons. And so, but I tell you, don't be fearful of things. Get an understanding of it so you don't get hurt by it. Okay. So check out that old programming. Give yourself grace. It's okay to pivot. So also, you don't need a perfect plan, just a willing heart and a single step. Stop waiting for the perfect plan because I promise you it's never going to show up. Some things you got to travel through it to get to it, right? So stop waiting to say, I got everything in place now. Now I can start. Yep, that was me. And I think it's more so fear. You say, nope, I got to have this in place. Nope, this needs to be right. Nope, this has to be perfect. I think really it's a sign of fear. In other words, I'm saying I might be a little afraid to step out. I don't want to fail. I don't want to be rejected. I yeah, let's be honest. A lot of times we're crippled. A lot of times we're stuck because it's the fear of the unknown. I don't want to fall in front of everybody. I don't want to fail in front of everybody. It's a part of life. It's a part of life. So it's up to you. Would you rather be stuck or would you rather trust the fact, let me pivot and see what's on the other side by turning this corner? I know what's here, but I'm stuck here. I feel like I can't grow anymore in this position. So I need to trust that if I turn this corner, let me turn this corner, that I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be okay. Listen, in life, how many times have you fallen? But what did you do? You picked yourself up, brushed yourself off, and you fell again, right? But let me ask you, did you learn from it every time you fell? Every time you fell down, every time you fell in a pit hole, did you learn from it when you picked yourself up to move forward, to evolve to the next step? You did. Sometimes it can be more painful to stay stuck. And the thing is, don't get comfortable in that fire. Don't get comfortable being there, because you're not maximizing the quality of who you are, what's on the inside of you, what still wants to come out of you. Just go discover. It's like I always say, give the keys, let God drive, be in the passenger side and just ooh and ah through the whole journey. Like, I can have that. Oh my gosh, that has my name on it. That's for me. What am I doing? I'm missing out on all of this. Yeah, because you haven't given yourself permission to pivot. It's time to pivot. And when you pivot with purpose, God meets you with provisions, because a lot of times we don't move because I don't have the finances to do it right now. I can't move forward with that right now. If you're moving in purpose, let me tell you, a way will be made. It will when you least expect it. But the thing is, it's up to you. You got to move. You got to move. Let's move. Let's move. Let's move. You got to move. Okay, guys, let's go into this last part for pour into purpose. Don't shrink your dreams to fit your past. Whoo, guys, come on. Listen to the word past. What does that mean to you? Take your past in your present, in your future? Nope. Past is just that. It's in the past. It's history. History. We do refer back to the history, and it's good sometimes because you need to know where you started. You need to know where you're coming from. You need to know how to evolve and navigate and move forward. You need to know. It's good, but not to live there. Don't. It's like your history doesn't limit your destiny. It will prepare it. It prepares you for your destiny and where you're going, your history, your past. But do not get stuck there, because you will rob yourself again of a bright, productive, enriching future, prosperous future. Don't get stuck. Please don't get stuck. Okay? Permission is granted. It's okay for you to pivot. All right. So, what felt impossible a decade ago might be a line for you right now. That is so true. Yes, Pastor Gwen. Pastor Gwen, good morning. What did you say? Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck, guys. There's too much living that we need to do. Too much living. And so, like I said, if nobody else, if you don't even give it to yourself, today in this morning brew, I'm going to say, I give you permission to pivot. If nobody has told you that, if you haven't told yourself that, today I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that for you. I give you permission to pivot. Now, what you do with that, that's where you got to trust God for your next steps. This whole journey is about trust, right? Okay. I just wanted to make sure you knew that. All right. What you say? Come on now. This is powerful. Speak to us. Let me tell you, I got to be honest. I am speaking to me right now in this moment. God makes no mistakes when he brings these morning brews. And like I said, if nobody ever shows up in the community, I've shown up because I need a word for me. So thank you, God. Thank you for using me just to be able to speak to me and whoever else is listening, right? So I just want you to know that. Think about it. Think about when you felt something was impossible in your life, maybe a decade ago, that it might be aligned right now for you. It might be everything has been put in place for you right now. I have to tell you, and I use this as an example a lot, but I always talk about decade, because it had been probably a decade ago. I've been talking about coming on live, doing all this, and I know it was something in me to do. But I just kept putting it off and putting it off. I kept talking about it. Trust me, I kept it in front of me. I kept talking about it. I kept giving it to people, and people were like waiting. And it's like, girl, I don't want to hear it no more. Don't talk about it. Don't want to hear it no more. When are you going to do it? Until it was time to do it, which was the right time, because everything was in perfect alignment. Did I know? All I knew, there was a yes in my spirit. There wasn't there wasn't me struggling, because for years I struggled. And I don't know if it wasn't because I wasn't equipped for it, or if it just was not time, place, space for it. But I know one thing, there was a yes that came up out of me that was, God, I'm just taking the step. If I fall, I fall. I'm going to get up. I'm going to try again. And I attempted, don't get it twisted. I did attempt several other occasions, but for some reason, it wasn't time yet. It wasn't time. There was still a hesitation, or there wasn't follow through. There wasn't consistency. Right now, morning brew is just a part of my everyday life now. I don't even have to stress my mind to think about it. It just is. I wake up and I look forward, to the point people know, don't call 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is her time. Even though my husband called this morning saying, I know you have your show at 10:30, but I have some people coming to the house. I'm like, and what do you want me to do? Because if I'm in my live, I'm going to keep talking, right? I'm not going to stop to go open the door. He said, just keep the door unlocked. So, but they will work it out. Hopefully they'll come when it's all over. But nevertheless, when things are in alignment, I'm telling you, something in you just knows, like, now is the time. Okay, I got it. And remember, when you are in alignment, provision is made. There are things you just don't have to stress out and worry about. You just have to show up and be obedient to do. And you will see the results of that. When you are least expecting it, things will just begin to happen behind the scenes that you didn't even think about. And then all of a sudden you get notification that, hey, because of your efforts and because of your work, this is what is happening now. And I say that because Facebook did send a message saying, hey, you are now eligible. You are now eligible to monetize your platform. I wasn't thinking about that. My commitment was, I'm showing up because I know now is the time. And God, I trust you. And I'm here. And listen, that's another part of reinventing myself. That's what this message today is all about. This message today is about reinventing yourself at any age. Please do not let that age number stop you. If there is a yes in you, trust that. I know now's the time. It wasn't time 10 years ago. It wasn't time yesterday. Today is the time. It's the time for you to no longer try to convince people what's coming, when it's coming, how it's coming. It's time to put all that in motion. It's time to pivot. You're turning the corner right now. Whew. You're turning a corner right now. Yes, Diana Knox Cooper. I hear you loud and clear, Germaine. My podcast coming soon. Thank you for your encouragement. And she knows it's probably been some time since we've been talking about that. So, yes, Diana, I know it's coming. And I'm here to support you any way I can. So in other words, in your spirit, when that pivot is time to make that pivot. I'm no longer going to be stuck. I'm just going to start scared. Make sure you check out that morning brew that we just talked about. I'm just going to do it scared. Yes, I'm a little nervous. Yep, I don't know what it's going to look like when I show up day one in front of a camera when I always operated behind the scenes. I don't know. My expectations, I got to get all this noise out of my ears because I know everybody has an opinion out there and I know everybody's going to have something to say, or I know it. Stop, take a breath. We're going to take a pause so we can pour in the purpose, right? All that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter unless that's what your focus is. That wasn't my focus. My focus was, God, you say it's time. You know what? I'm showing up. And I don't know what all this means. I don't even know what it all going to look like, God. I don't know. And we even went through name changes. So even going through a name change, you try it out. But the thing is, it didn't crash and burn. Nope, I tried it out. And for some reason, I had always struggled with that name before. I did. I struggled. And so I felt like I was trying to force it, but that's okay because I got a yes in my spirit to say, yep, you tried it. You tried to build on that. And you know what? It didn't work. And then one day, hey, here we are, Morning Brew with Germaine. The name changed. And you know what? I just believe when it changed, I just heard like, oh, and things just started happening and things started shifting. So I'm saying that to say it's okay as you are reinventing yourself. It is okay if you don't get it right the first time. The most important thing is you started. You started in your journey. You started in your process, right? And along the way, you had to make some adjustments. You had to make some changes because remember, you don't have everything together. You don't have the perfect plan right now. You are going through this journey and you're figuring it out as you go along. And that's okay too. So, yes, if you are stuck, please trust the process, give yourself permission. Yes, give yourself the grace. You have outgrown old roles, old programming, routine. It's now time to unplug. It's time to put in the new program. Let me program this new. It's time. It's time. And I tell you, the reward for me is the joy in showing up, getting a word for myself and others being able to, resonate with it. It is, the joy is. Good morning and welcome to Morning Brew with your girl, Germaine. That's joy for me. It is. It's joy for me. And so I get excited. I do. I get excited when people pour back into me. I get excited when people say, hey, your message today was it? I get excited. I do. That's the joy for me, showing up, being consistent with it. And then all the other things that may come along with it as we're growing. As the people are partnering with us, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that there was a loud yes in my spirit to say, I don't know what it's going to look like, but hey, here I come. So I hope you have that experience too. I hope you have those moments for yourself too. Yes. And like Diana said, it's okay to do it afraid. Some mornings I'm still nervous. I am. Like, what's the message today going to be for me? Okay, God, what do I need today? God, I needed this today. Thank you. I needed this message today. Reinventing. All right. So one other thing as we bring, well, pretty much don't shrink your dream to fit your past. Stretch into the version of you that your future is calling for. Do you hear it calling? Do you hear your future calling for you? You got to be still though. You got to listen. You got to pay attention. Do you hear your future calling for you? Stretch your vision. Stretch the version of you right now so you can hear clearly your future calling for you. I hear it loud and clear. I'm on my journey. Here I come. All right, guys. This is a part that, we can all take part in. So, hey, let's get into our reflection questions. All right. So, how I always like to leave questions for you to really think on, to see how things can resonate with you from this morning brew. So, let's talk about the first question. What part of your life is quietly asking for reinvention? Take a moment. What part of your life is quietly, that means it's not loud, it's not in your face, is quietly asking for reinvention, even if you've been ignoring the nudge? Yeah, we probably do that a lot. For whatever reason, we ignore it, but you know what? It keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. Right, Diana? That podcast, it keeps coming back, right? But think about your time has been freed up for you to be able to do what? Give a space for the people to join in the conversation with you. They want to. It's up to you. It's up to you. So, all right. So let me just read that one more time because I really want you to understand, to get that and let it just kind of resonate with you, okay? What part of your life is quietly asking for reinvention, even if you've been ignoring the nudge? Question number 2. If fear wasn't a factor, what's one bold pivot you would make today? If fear wasn't a factor, what's one bold pivot move you would make today? Think about it. Don't be so quick to rush to answer, but think about it. Fear is something else, and a lot of times we make fear a part of the equation, but if it wasn't a factor in your decision, you probably just need to process through that to make sure you can make a clear decision without fear trying to push his way into it, without fear trying to hold on tight. You probably just need to first figure out, let me release fear out of my thought process, even right now as I'm thinking about this question. But I want you to think about those things. All right. I want you to really think about those 2 questions. Those are some really strong questions that is going to take some thought. So, all right, so I know we're getting ready to go into this final sip part, but before we do, you know how I always like to just kind of get, it's not so much announcements, it's just like keeping community involved in, hey, just by you showing up, I want you to know how effective you become part of Morning Brew with Germaine. Just your presence, even if it's not in the actual comments, but just you stopping by for a quick drink, whatever you may be drinking today, actually I didn't even talk about it, but I did go back to hazelnut coffee today, so that's what I'm drinking. Figure I'll give the cappuccino a break for about a week or 2, or maybe I'll just start mixing it all in. But yeah, today I'm drinking my hazelnut coffee. So with that, I like to just let keep you informed what's happening in the community. So in the community, what's going on? Things are forever evolving. We're coming to the end of a year, going into a new year, and boy, it's a lot to process through. So, one of the things that I do want to say in coming into this holiday season, we talk about, and you have the opportunity, please, you can go over to the YouTube channel, Morning Brew with Germaine, and please make sure you subscribe over there so you can find out what's happening, get notifications and everything. And also make sure you like it. This algorithm thing, I'm still learning this stuff, so it plays a part. But make sure, if you like what you're hearing, if some of these things resonate with you, please send a like. On Facebook is Germaine Miller Summers. I am working on trying to keep everything consistently Morning Brew. Sometimes it's a challenge because I realize you have to start over again. When you've already built up an audience. I'm figuring all this stuff out, right? Remember, you don't have to have all the answers, right? You don't. So, but you can watch us definitely on Facebook. And remember, I said, because of being consistent and showing up the past 7, almost 8 months, yay! Celebrate yourself, celebrate your small wins. And so Facebook now says, hey, stars. People can now click on the stars. If anything resonate with you, click on the stars and just, you know what? Support Morning Brew. Support it because the community is growing. Opportunities for you in the community. Yes, I said opportunities even for you in the community, because remember, when this was all created, it was all with all of you in mind. All of you in mind. Anybody that likes to show up and have a coffee break with me, yes, you too. I may not know all your names or everything, but it was for the people. Really a platform for your stories, the power of your story. We all have one. We do. And so all that, I took all of that in consideration with being able to have a meeting place that we can come, we can conversate, communicate, we can exchange ideas, we can blend some things, we can partner on some things, we can so many things. And at the end of the day, have an opportunity to have your story shared with the world also. And so hopefully you'll find value in that. But just know it's a safe space. It's a safe space for you to do just that. Come and meet other people, right? And so, and you don't have to be a coffee drinker. It's just called Morning Brew. But hey, anything can be brewed, right? Maybe anything. I don't know. But come with whatever you're drinking. So, but with that, I do want to say I thank everybody that do, even from afar, that show up, that take a few minutes, that find value in Morning Brew with Germaine. I thank you. I thank you for those that have even poured into Morning Brew, those that have shared with Morning Brew, those that have brought a powerful message and a word to Morning Brew, those that have even sown seeds and, bought coffee for Morning Brew. I am so grateful to all of you because you didn't have to. There's so much stuff out there that you can be a part of, that you can, connect with. But I just want you to know that I forgot to put my ringer off, turn it off. But I am so thankful that you decided I'm going to stop by for coffee with Morning Brew today. So thank you. I appreciate it. And you know what? If I can say, because I always like giving people the opportunity, Facebook, you can start clicking on the stars if you choose to. And in Morning Brew, you can support Morning Brew's platform by buymeacoffee.com/ Morning Brew with Germaine. That's another way that you can support the platform. But you know what? You can support just by, hey, stopping by and just let me know what you're drinking today. I'll take that too. What are you drinking today? And another big way is if you have a story and you're afraid to take the next step, don't be. Don't be, because you know what? I'm here. Stop by hovpub.com, fill the assessment form out and say, listen, I have a powerful story that I want to be able to share with the world. I just don't know how. I'm a book publisher. 18 years. 18 years. Woo, that's a long time being consistent, huh? 18 years, hundreds and hundreds of titles later, best-selling authors. Thank God for my HOV publishing family. I adore you. I love you. And I thank you for your support. Because of you, you made my vision possible as yours was being made possible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You'll never know how much I appreciate you. Listen, when I say the authors that are part of my HOV publishing family, it's just that they are truly family members, even if I may never have physically met them in person. We're family. And they can attest to that, those that are a part of the family. So, but yeah, I am grateful. I'm grateful. And I'm so thankful that I said yes for starting Morning Brew with Germaine. So, listen, I done rambled on enough. I thought this was going to be a quick one, but hey, here we are. I don't know. I just have these moments. Thank you. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for stopping by. And let's get into this final sip so I can give you some words of encouragement. Final sip. Once again, I can give you some words of encouragement, some inspiration I want to pour into purpose before you head out. So, reinvention is not a rescue mission. It's a revelation. You're not behind. Please know that. You're not late. You're not being disqualified. You are simply arriving at the season that needs your evolution. Okay? So remember, take the pressure, give yourself grace. You're not behind. No, you're not late. And I know sometimes we show up late for things, but no, you're not late. And definitely you're not disqualified. It took me a decade before sitting in front of this camera. And it's right on time. So you're simply just arriving at the season that needs your evolution. All right. So here's how to sip slow today. 1, acknowledge one area you're ready to reinvent. Name it clearly. Number 2, release one old belief that's been holding you hostage to who you used to be. That's going to be a tough one for some people, but I want to give you the courage. If I could give you the courage, well, I want to just say be encouraged. Release that old programming. It's no longer effective for you. No, it's not working anymore. It's not giving you the results it used to when it was working for you, but now it's not. So release one, start slow. Release one old belief that's not holding you hostage. Just one. I didn't say many. I said just one. That's holding you hostage to who you used to be. You're not that person anymore. You're evolving. So allow the process, okay? And number 3, take one small action step towards your next chapter before the end of today. That's aggressive. There's 24 hours in a day, and we've already gotten into our day, so you have less than that. So, one small action step towards your next chapter before the day ends. All right. So, because when you stop waiting on the right time, you realize you're right on time. Thank you so much for chiming in with Morning Brew today. Love you guys. Appreciate you. And you know what? Let something work for you today. But go back and listen and get these action plans, okay? All right, because I'm not going to go through it again. I'm going to leave. I got things to do, and I know you got things to do. So have a great day. Whatever you do, please be safe out there, okay? And make sure you stay connected because Dr. V is in studio on Mix Blend Wednesday with us today, this week. Dr. V, which is Building Champion Leaders. He's the champion coach. And he's going to be talking about pillow talk. It's a 30-day conversation on marriage. Don't miss it. I'll see you then. But stop by tomorrow for coffee. I'm here, okay? Bye. Have a great day.